Hey guys, it's Oz from Oz Fine Art Studio in Salt Lake City, Utah. And today we're going to continue the implosions and we're going to work a little bit on some hues and some bends and some twists and just reviews on some of the stuff that we learned in the course. If you didn't take my course, watch the first video on implosions and then you can continue on into this one. So let me share my screen and get into Photoshop. And there we go. Okay, so let's see. We created this yesterday. And we're going to go to full screen. And this was the implosion we created from a scene up in Big Cottonwood Canyon of a stream. And we just overemphasize the color a little bit. Turn up the saturation and stuff, and this is what we got. So what we're going to do is we're going to go again to image. No, actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to go to filter. We're going to do a little bit of fun here. We're going to go to distort. We're going to go to polar coordinates. Oops, that's not polar coordinates. We're going to go to filter and distort and polar coordinates. I got a new mouse and it is super, super fast. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create something called a time tunnel. And so, yeah, you're going to click rectangular to polar and you're going to click OK. And boom, that's a time tunnel. So I really, really like time tunnels. They're super, super cool. And it does look like a time tunnel. And if you're my age, you were around in the 60s when you watched the black and white version of the time tunnel. They did not look this cool, but here's a time tunnel. So what I'm going to show you now is we're going to go back to image and we're going to go to adjustments and we're going to come down to hue and saturation. Now, I'm just going to show you a little bit what you can do with hue and saturation. So with the lightness, you could go all the way black. You can go all the way white, which in future courses, I'm going to show you some cool stuff that you could do with that inside of things, but not today. So we're going to just play with the hue a little, and then we're going to get a little crazy. So you could take the hue, and it changes every single color. Well, I like the green and purple. That's pretty hot. And the purple and the yellow. I mean, there's something for the LA Lakers right there, and reds and blues. And if you go the other way, I call this down and I call this up just because I can. We get some nice dark blues and the greens in the middle, and you start getting the pinks and the purples to the other end with the greens. And you'll notice that all the way on this end is the same as all the way on this end. It's just the way it blends. So we're going to go back to 0. You could just type in 0. And we're going to play around with each color. So as you can see, this is mostly blue. So we're going to go down to the cyans. And we're going to play a little bit to the left. You could turn it any color you want. I like that. I'm going to leave that there and just turn my sat up a little bit. And now I'm going to go to the blues and see what happens. There's not a lot of blue. It was mostly cyan, but I kind of like that right about there. Turn that sat up just a little bit. That's kind of crazy. And let's see if we have any reds. You see lots of reds, but remember, those are really cyans. But let's see if we have any reds in there. We do. Now let's turn them into the purples. Kind of like that. And let's see if we have any yellows. I did think there were some in there. There are some yellows. Now we could turn the yellows kind of green. We could turn them into the deep purple. And I kind of like that. So I'm going to keep that there. Turn my sat up a little bit. See if there's any greens. I do believe those were greens there. Let me pull this a little aside so we could see them. And let's see. Nope, 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 they were not. So we're just going to stay at 0 on the greens and go to the magentas, which almost never does anything, but sometimes it does. And it really doesn't here. So we're just going to leave that at 0 too. And we're going to click OK. Now, that's kind of crazy. You know, It's a little bit too crazy for me, so I'm not going to save it because I just wanted to show you what you could do. So I'm going to go to Edit, Undo Hue Saturation, and we're back to the original. And I've got a million of these, so I'm not going to save that either. And I'm just going to go step backwards to our original implosion. And we're going to go back to Filter. And we're going to go back to Polar Coordinates, but not this way, because we're going to go to a different segment than that. So we're going to go back down to Distort. We're going to come over to Polar Coordinates, but this time we're going to click Polar to Rectangular. And we're going to click OK. And this is a stalactite program, and this I like. This is cool. I like the way it's coming down from the ceiling. So I'm just going to play a little bit with the colors because I really like those colors. But I think I just want to take up the saturation just a little bit to get a little bit more color in there. And that's it. I'm just going to click OK and go to File. Go to Save As, and we already had implode, and just stalactites, and click Save, and make sure you're on maximum, remember, and click OK, and that's that. I'm going to show you one more thing, okay? This is our stalactite program. I'm going to show you how to do our Crystal Cities program. So we're going to go to Image. We're going to go to Image Rotation, and we're going to take it 180 degrees. And this is our Crystal Cities program. You're just turning it around. Strangely enough, the stalactites have not sold very well. The Crystal Cities sold extremely well. I sold a 24 by 36 on metal of one of these, not this particular one, because we just created this, in Vegas for $2,500. And that one was actually named Vegas 2497. The client actually named it. I had it the other way. He said, turn this around, print it this size, and he wrote me a check right there. It was freaking awesome. That was a few years back. So this is our Crystal Cities program, which I'm not going to save because I already have it saved as a stalactite. So I'm going to X out of this. I'm not going to save it. I'm going to stop my share. And that is it for today. Okay, so you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the flip side and try to figure out how to stop this recording, which I always have a problem with. So I will see you guys later.